They thought they could betray me and walk away. They forgot who built the ground they're standing on and who could rip it out from under them with a single signature. Welcome to Infidelity Truths. Before we dive into today's gripping story, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more thrilling stories just for you. Let's begin. I stood there with a half-empty coffee cup in my hand, the boardroom buzzing with their newfound power. My wife, Marissa, sat at the head of the table, her sister Chloe to her right. Their smiles were polished, rehearsed, vultures in tailored suits. Nathan, Marissa said, voice smooth as glass, we've decided to let you go. Chloe chimed in smugly, we don't need dead weight dragging the company down. I blinked. No anger, no outburst. I just smiled. Of course, I said. I stood, buttoned my jacket, left the coffee on the table. They thought they'd won. That was their first mistake. I met Marissa when we were both nobodies. She was sharp, ambitious. I was building software in my garage, chasing contracts that never called back. We built the company from nothing. I handled the tech, the structure. She handled people, image, branding. We were a perfect match until I wasn't convenient anymore. 3 months ago, her father, Martin, handed over the family investment firm. He trusted Marissa and Chloe to run it. Said I would be the brain behind the scenes, but I wasn't blind. I saw the looks they gave each other when I spoke, heard the sudden silence when I entered rooms. Meetings rescheduled without me. The night before they fired me, Marissa didn't come home. Said she was working late with Chloe. She hadn't changed her cloud password. I read every message between them. Once he's out, we can finally run this place, right? He's too slow, too nice. He'll just walk away. They were right. I did walk away. But not because I was slow. I didn't confront them. I planned. 3 years ago, when we first brought in outside capital, I quietly rewrote the operating agreement. Legally, cleanly. Marissa signed it in a hurry. Too excited by the numbers. Chloe didn't even read it. In the event of unjust termination of co-founder Nathan Cole, without board consensus, all voting shares revert to a protective trust under Nathan Cole's sole control for a period of 5 fiscal years. They didn't notice when I added it. They trusted me. They shouldn't have. The next morning, Martin called me furious. What the hell happened? He barked. I was let go, I said calmly. There was a long pause. Did they even read the contract? I doubt it. He hung up. By noon, the board was in emergency session. I didn't go. I didn't need to. I already held the strings. Marissa and Chloe had walked into a trap built from their own arrogance. When they fired me without board approval, it's just the two of them trying to look powerful. They triggered clause 7.14. The trust I controlled now held all the controlling shares, voting rights, executive appointments, budgets. I was the sole trustee. At 3:42 p.m., Marissa showed up at my apartment. Not our house, my apartment. She knocked once. I opened the door. Her makeup was flawless, but her eyes were wild, panicked. Nathan, she said, like she still owned me. I stepped aside, let her in. You made us look like fools, she hissed. No, I said. You did that all by yourself. She moved closer, softer now. We can fix this. Talk to the board. I'm not fixing anything, I said, pouring myself a drink. I didn't offer her one. She reached for my arm. I pulled away. You fired me without cause, without consensus, without thinking, I said. You're my husband. Number I was your tool. Now I'm your lesson. The next week, the firm was under new management. I appointed a new CEO, someone competent, loyal. Marissa and Chloe kept their titles. Sure. Co-chairwomen, symbolic, decorative, powerless. Their meetings went unanswered. Their ideas shelved. They became ghosts in a company they thought they owned. Every time they walked into that boardroom, they saw the seats they once filled. Empty, cold, waiting for someone who still mattered. Martin called again last night. They're miserable, he said. You've made your point. I'm not done, I replied. Because this wasn't just about business. It was about trust, love, betrayal. Marissa didn't just fire me, she erased me. Chloe didn't just agree, she conspired. They didn't leave a knife in my back, they twisted it. Now I sit on the top floor behind glass that doesn't reflect. I watch Marissa in meetings, trying to assert authority no one respects. I watch Chloe fumble with numbers she barely understands. They are trapped in the hollowed shell they created. And me? I don't say much. I just sign papers, adjust levers, quiet, precise. Some people think revenge needs noise, screaming, courtrooms, fire. But the most satisfying revenge is silence and a signature on a contract you never bothered to read. 6 months later, the firm was thriving, just not for the people who thought they ran it. I made changes quietly, rebuilt the tech team, reorganized the investment strategy, promoted the people Marissa and Chloe had overlooked, the quiet minds who just needed a real leader. The market noticed. Profits soared. Our competitors struggled to keep up. And Marissa and Chloe? They were still co-chairs, still given polite smiles in meetings, still invited to company events, standing on the sidelines like mannequins. I rarely saw them now. They avoided the top floor where my office sat behind a wall of quiet power. But I heard the whispers. Marissa was unraveling. Chloe was drinking too much, lashing out at assistants, at vendors, at shadows. One afternoon, I received a message from Martin. We need to talk. I ignored it. Later that night, there was a knock at my apartment. Again. I opened the door to find Marissa standing there, soaked from the rain, makeup smeared, her hands trembling. She looked smaller somehow. Not the woman who once sat on a throne of glass and sharp smiles. I'm sorry, she whispered. I didn't move, didn't speak. I was wrong, she said, her voice cracking. I miss you, I miss us. I stared at her for a long time, letting the silence stretch and bend until it felt like a living thing between us. You didn't miss me, I said finally. You missed control. Tears filled her eyes. Real ones this time. Maybe, but I didn't care enough to find out. I loved you, she whispered. No, I said. You loved what I could build for you. She reached out, almost pleading. Nathan, please. I stepped back and closed the door. No screaming, no final words, just the soft click of the lock sliding into place. The next morning, the lawyers finalized new amendments. The trust controlling the company would now extend to 10 fiscal years. I added a provision. Ineligible for reversal without a unanimous board vote. A vote Marissa and Chloe would never get. Their last chance had drowned in the rain outside my door. A year passed. The firm, Coal Industries now, it was nearly unrecognizable. Sleeker, faster, smarter. We expanded into tech ventures, clean energy, AI systems, all the things Marissa and Chloe once said were too risky. Everywhere I went, people asked for interviews, partnerships, investment. I became the ghost behind the headlines, a name they whispered about, a force they couldn't quite reach. Marissa and Chloe were still there, technically, sitting in their gilded cages, attending mandatory meetings, their votes meaningless. Their titles a mockery of the power they once craved. One afternoon, I received a certified letter. Inside, a resignation from Chloe. Short, bitter. She was leaving the company, moving to Europe. Good. One less reminder of the past. 2 weeks later, Marissa requested a meeting. Formally? Through my assistant, I accepted. When she walked into the conference room, she was thinner, harder. There was no storm in her eyes this time. No anger, just exhaustion. She slid a folder across the table. Inside, her own resignation. Effective immediately. I can't stay here, she said quietly. Not like this. I nodded once. Understood. She hesitated. I loved you, she said again, voice fragile. I just didn't know how to show it. I closed the folder. This isn't about love anymore, Marissa. It's about consequences. She looked at me for a long moment. Maybe trying to find the man she once knew. Maybe realizing he had never really been hers to begin with. Without another word, she turned and left. The next day, I signed off on the board's acceptance of both resignations. The trust remained intact. The company was mine now, not by blood, not by marriage, but by battle. I stood at the window of the top floor looking down at the city. The skyline shimmered in the morning sun, a landscape of endless possibilities. I had lost a wife. I had lost a family. But I had gained something more important: freedom, clarity, the quiet, unstoppable satisfaction of surviving betrayal and becoming stronger for it. Some people think revenge is the end. It's not. Revenge is the beginning. Thank you, my amazing subscribers. Wow, what a journey. If you've made it to the end of this story, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Your support means everything to me. Every time you watch, like, and comment, you're helping keep this channel alive and growing. And trust me, the best is yet to come. I see all your comments. I feel your love, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. Your thoughts and feedback inspire me to create even more powerful stories. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. More shocking twists, emotional journeys, and real-life lessons are on the way, and I don't want you to miss a single one. Together, we're building an incredible community, and I'm so grateful to have you on this journey with me. Stay strong, stay inspired, and remember, sometimes life's greatest lessons come from the most unexpected moments. See you in the next story.